Hi, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Geek Gorgeous Cheer Up 6% Mandelic Acid plus BHA Liquid, which is suitable for all skin types, even if you have sensitive skin, because it is a gentle leave-on exfoliating acid toner. And so once you have applied it to the skin, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. You can use this exfoliating acid toner daily in the morning and or evening, so you can use it once per day or even twice per day daily. If you're being completely new to it and you just want to see how your skin is doing with this exfoliant, you can also just use it once per day every other day and then move up the frequency based on what your skin can tolerate. That's completely fine to do. And so I just want to quickly break down what Mandelic Acid and BHA is and what it can do for you before we are getting into the example skincare routines as well as the entire application. So Mandelic Acid is a very gentle AHA, and it has larger molecules than glycolic acid or lactic acid, which makes it so suitable even for sensitive skin because it penetrates slower into the skin and it is less likely to cause irritation. And it still has the ability to exfoliate the skin, so it helps to loosen the bonds between the dead skin cells so that they can let go of the skin surface, which then helps to improve textured skin, dullness and an uneven skin tone. And it also has some oil controlling benefits as well as anti-inflammatory properties, which are extremely helpful if you have acne-prone skin. And then on the other hand, you have 1% of salicylic acid, which is BHA, and this again has very similar benefits to mandelic acid, but at the same time is able to break through oil, which helps to unclog the pores. So again, it's extremely helpful if you have an oilier skin type, but at the same time if you have acne-prone skin. And so altogether, this can be used on all skin types, but it may be a bit more suitable if you have combination to oily, acne-prone skin. But you still can make it work by adjusting the rest of your skincare routine. So as already mentioned, it can technically be used daily in the morning as well as evening. So when setting up your skincare routine, what you can do is basically either use it in the morning and or evening. And this is now where I want to go over my example routine so that you can see the setup, what's important to do during daytime, what's important to remember in the evening, so that you can properly use it and adjust your routine accordingly to your needs. Now, with the example skincare routines that I have prepared for you in PowerPoint slides, you can download them in the description box down below. You can even edit them so that you're going to make it a bit more suitable to what you are currently using when wanting to include this exfoliant, so that you have it visually in mind. And when I'm now sharing with you the example PowerPoint slides, you can take your time and read through it as well, because it all contains all the information that are necessary to know when working with skincare products. So we're going to get started with the first step, which is washing your face, either by just using lukewarm water to warm water. That's one option. This also depends on your overall skin type as well as what skincare products you have been using the night before. If they're a bit heavier, maybe water on its own may not be able to properly remove it from the skin, like any residue, or if you have worn like an overnight mask, this still may not be able to properly remove by just using water. And in this specific case, using a gentle cleanser can help you to get it properly off the skin. So of course you need to adjust it accordingly what you have been using the night before as well as your skin type. So if you want to use a cleanser accordingly to your skin type, if you have drier skin type, work with hydrating cleansers that are suitable for dry skin. If you have an oilier skin type or you have been using something that's a bit heavier on the skin the night before and you need something that's able to break through oil, again using a water-based cleanser that's more so suitable for oilier skin types are usually also a bit more able to break through it as well, so that you can properly wash your face. This can be a very gentle cleanser, by the way. So wash your face with water or with a gentle cleanser. Rinse it off, pat the skin dry. Then you can immediately move on to the next step. Now, to keep it really simple in that specific case, the next step can immediately be your leave-on exfoliating acid toner. Apply to the skin, leave it on the skin, and then continue with the rest of your skincare routine. However, if you do want to add an hydrating and soothing toner to your routine as well, you do not have to, but you can. And if you do, in this specific case, the order of application of your leave-on exfoliant as well as hydrating and soothing toner does not really matter. Like, both ways have their benefits, but because both are very similar in texture, in this specific case, the order of application can be changed. So when using the exfoliant at first, after you have washed your face, it has immediate contact with your skin. It can help you to gently exfoliate the skin so that other skincare products can penetrate better into the skin. But if you're using a hydrating and soothing toner at first, it helps already to hydrate and soothe the skin. And then when using the exfoliant afterwards, it is less harsh on the skin. And so this is usually a technique that's being used if you have a bit more of a sensitive skin type, since the toner buffers it a bit, as if you would use the exfoliant immediately on dry skin. And so then this will be the other benefit. So of course, go ahead and exchange it and switch to order of application depending on what works best for you. Once you have applied your hydrating and soothing toner, again, leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Then you can immediately move on to your serums or like gel or lotion treatments. Now, you do not have to include any if you don't want to. You can keep the routine very simple, but if you do, please make sure that you're going to adjust it accordingly to your skin needs. So if you have dehydrated skin and you want to work with a serum, an idea would be an hydrating serum such as hyaluronic acid. If you're working with post-acne marks or overall surface hyperpigmentation, you're looking into brightening ingredients, an option would be niacinamide or even vitamin C. If you want to have some anti-aging benefits in the morning routine, in this specific case, vitamin C can offer it, but at the same time also peptides. So this would just be an example recommendation on what you could use to adjust it accordingly. As for a general guide of how much you need to use, you can find it just below the little squares so that you can read it in your own time, or even now if you can. Then once you have applied your treatment, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then you can immediately follow on with a moisturizer that already contains SPF or regular sunscreen. Apply it evenly on the skin and then leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now, sunscreen in this specific case is important because we're working with a leave-in exfoliant. And because it helps to exfoliate the skin, the new skin cells underneath are more sensitive to the sun. Therefore, sun protection during daytime is important. Otherwise, you can end up with a sunburn very quickly, especially when using the exfoliant over and over again. Then this is really important. And so if you want to see a specific infographic about sunscreen, you can find it in the description box down below. As for an evening skincare routine, this setup can look very similar. Of course, you can adjust it depending on what other skincare products you're going to use, but you do not need to use sunscreen in the evening, but you may need to adjust your cleansing step. So if you have used a sunscreen that easily removes with a gentle cleanser that's water soluble, well then just use your daily gentle cleanser that's suitable for your skin type so that you can properly wash your face. However, if you're working with mineral sunscreen or you have worn makeup and it's maybe water resistant or even waterproof to some extent, I recommend doing a double cleansing method. Either use micellar water at first, or use an oil or balm cleanser at first and then continue with your gentle cleanser. This way you're making sure that everything comes properly off the skin. Wash your face, rinse it off, pat the skin dry. And then again, you can immediately move on to your exfoliant and or toner, depending on how you want to include it. Apply it, leave it on the skin, there's no need to wash it off. Then move on to any other specific treatments if you should feel the need, and then at the end of the routine you can follow with a moisturizer. Once you have applied it, you're going to leave it on the skin, there's no need to wash it off. And so this would be the last step of your evening skincare routine. And now I want to quickly go over what you should avoid, as it can increase the risk of experiencing irritation. So the first one would be retinol or retinoids. So if you're working with tretinoin, adapalene, or even retinol or retinal, please do not use them in the same routine with your exfoliant. It does not have to increase the risk of experiencing irritation, but it likely can, especially when doing it over and over again. And so in this specific case, use your exfoliant in the morning, your retinol or retinoid in the evening, or if you want to use both in the evening, alternate between them. The same would apply to strong vitamin C products. If it contains more than 15% of ascorbic acid and also has a low pH, then it's more likely to increase the risk of experiencing irritation, so keep them separate. And the other one would be, please do not use multiple exfoliating acid products in the same routine. Start with one, see how it goes, and if you should feel the need of using an additional one, use it at a different time and maybe also less often as your gentle one, so that you can balance it and adjust the frequency. And then if you want to know more about specific combinations when using the ordinary products, I will leave some conflicts in the description box down below where you can find everything and go over it in your own time. But now I want to keep my focus on the entire application and I want to share with you. And so I want to keep my focus on the cleansing step, exfoliant, as well as moisturizer. And this would be, for example, a great routine if you have combination to oily skin. But again, you can always adjust it depending on what else you're using in between, as well as maybe exchange the moisturizer or cleansing step. So we are going to get started with the first step, which is washing your face using a suitable and gentle cleanser for your skin type and needs. In this case, I'm using Geek Gorgeous Jelly Joker Cleanser. It's great for all skin types and it is a very gentle cleanser. If you're using a different one, read on the back of the packaging on how you should use it, since the directions can change. Please do not get your cleanser into your eyes and please do not get it into your mouth. If that's the case, rinse it immediately with water. And please read on the back of the packaging if your cleanser can be used around the eyes or if it should be avoided, and I recommend following that specific guide. So in this case, I need to apply the cleanser on wet skin. So I'm now going to wet my face with lukewarm water to warm water, and then I'm going to apply the cleanser on wet skin. So let's go ahead and do this. Now go ahead, use about a coin size amount of your cleanser, or about 1 to 2 pumps on the palm of your hand. Rub your hands together and then gently massage it all over your face and neck for about 30 seconds to a minute. So, and once you have massaged it all over your face and neck, you now can again rinse it off with lukewarm water to warm water by either just using your hands, or if you should feel the need of using something that can help you to remove your cleanser as well as sunscreen and or makeup properly from the skin, use a soft and fresh washcloth in between which you're going to wet, and this can help you to remove it properly from the skin. So now take the fresh towel and pat the skin dry. So once you're done with your cleansing step, you can immediately move on to the next step. There's no need to wait in between. Now again, the next step can already be the application of your exfoliating acid toner and or your hydrating and soothing toner. Remember that you can adjust it depending on what works the best for you if you want to use both. Now I'm going to immediately move on to the application of Geek Gorgeous Cheer Up Exfoliating Acid Toner. Before you apply it, don't forget to give it a good shake. Now you can either apply it with your hands or you can use a cotton pad. Either way is fine to do. Choose the method that works best for you. When applying it with your hands, use about 10 drops on the palm of your hand, rub your hands together and then blend it all over. If you're using it on a cotton pad, use between a coin size amount so that you can evenly blend it all over. Please make sure to not get it into your eyes nor into your mouth. If that's the case, rinse it immediately with water. And please do not use it too close to the actual eye. So avoid the eyelids and please do not get it too close to the actual lower lash line, as this can slightly irritate the skin because the skin is much thinner there and more sensitive. And so when applying it, your hands are usually much softer when doing the application, whereas with a cotton pad it has its benefits that it already can help you to shed off of the dead skin cells because it's a bit rougher than your hands, and so this can give you some benefits as well. But if the cotton pad is going to be a bit too harsh for you, just use your hands. So use about a coin size amount on your cotton pad, about that much. I do not recommend soaking up the entire cotton pad because then you're going to end up with too much product. Your skin will feel wet and it cannot properly absorb into the skin, which then can lead to some extent to irritation because your skin is going to feel like overwhelmed with the amount of product that you have used to the skin. So when doing the application, your skin should feel slightly damp and you should be able to blend it all over, and it should be able to properly absorb into the skin. So, and once you have applied it, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now, if you like to use the hydrating and soothing toner afterwards, then this would be now the time for it. Apply it to the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then, if you should feel the need, continue with other treatments. This can be serums, this can be gels or lotions. Again, the general guide, you will find it in the description box down below. Once you have applied your overall treatment, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then you can follow on to a moisturizer if you should feel the need. Now, when using your moisturizer, make sure that it's working well for your overall skin type. In this example, I'm going to use NIOD's Hydration Vaccine, which is suitable for all skin types, but it works extremely well, in my opinion, if you have combination to oily skin. It hydrates the skin, does not feel heavy on the skin or greasy on the skin. Whereas if you have a drier skin type, then you probably want to first of all add an hydrating and soothing toner, as well as a moisturizer that's working well for your specific skin type, such as Paula's Choice Plus, like Omega Plus Complex Moisturizer. That one is great for normal to dry skin. So you can adjust it accordingly to what your skin needs. When using your moisturizer, use about a bean size amount so that you can evenly apply it all over your face and neck. So about that much, more or less. Use it on your fingertips, rub your fingertips together and then gently blend it all over. So, and once you have applied your moisturizer, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And this would be an example of an evening skincare routine. And then during daytime, don't forget to follow with sun protection afterwards. And this would be an example setup of how you can work with Geek Gorgeous Cheer Up Exfoliating Acid Toner. Now, I do hope that you enjoyed this video, that you find it helpful. Please don't forget that you can download everything in the description box down below. There you will also find more information when working with the different products so that you can properly use them when trying this out at home. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it. And if you now want to know more about like skincare in general, see the different applications, especially when using your sunscreen during daytime, you can find the videos at the end of this video so that you can keep on watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.